But it's an interesting one from Nyeri. So climbing Mount Kenya is no mean feat, especially for older individuals in the society. However, 84-year-old Naigzy Gebremedhin, an Ethiopian, will be doing that for the 14th time. Raquel Migai now joins us from Nyeri at the Naro Moru River Lodge, where he is set to begin his climb. Raquel, good morning. An 84-year-old wants to climb some mountain, something that is no mean feat. What else do we know?
Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Linda. We are here at the Naro Moru River Lodge in Nyeri County, where the first step, or the has he prepared to ensure that as he climbs Mount Kenya, he's well, and even for the 3 days that he'll be there, he'll come back down having been well fitted. Thank you so much for joining us here on KTN News. How do you feel at this particular point before you begin your ascension to Mount Kenya?
Well, quite fine, actually, considering the advanced stage. Every year it becomes a little more difficult, of course, but I shouldn't give up. I continue to exercise, my usual exercise, which consists of all kinds of moves. We have a saying, it says, to sit is to be crippled. Makomet, very short. Now you need to move. Now more and more people tend to sit. More and more people tend to start using their fingers now on the little gadget they call the cell phone. And it's terribly important that you continue to move, continue to exercise, continue to live a life which is moderate in all the things you do. You shouldn't do anything to excess as such, and that's the life I have lived.
But let me just begin. How did this start? You're doing this for the 14th time. I personally haven't.
I had no experience, although I was born in Ethiopia on a very high altitude, actually at 3,000 meters, which is more than 10,000 feet, and so therefore I have the physique of a mountaineer. The good Lord gave me a big chest, but probably also a small head. I'm not sure. But it started then in 1959. Thereafter, I had stopped a little. And then I moved to Kenya in 1974. And I started coming to Mount Kenya fairly regularly. I met opening the refurbished Makinder's camp. And he invited me to join that group. There were about 40 or 50 of climbers, mostly amateurs, bankers, and people from business, and ladies and gentlemen. And I was wondering whether anyone would make it, but to the testimony of the leadership of Mzee Matiba, he succeeded to get everyone up there. Everyone. And what I remember him saying to me was he knew I was a little upstart, a bit of a guy who maybe was bossy and running around a little. He called me aside and warned me, Gebremedhin, remember, this is a team effort. Don't try to show off. I never forgot that lesson. And when we finished, every single one of us was with him at Platt. That's a true measure of a leader.
So up until this point, you've done this 14 times since 1959. Have you been able to probably recruit other people or other young fellows to at least have that spirit of hiking and climbing mountains?
I have tried. I have brought single one of my children up here. I have 3 children. The one who succeeded was actually the girl. The 2 boys didn't, which says very much to the quality that our female species have. I've brought practically all my guests. You know, I used to work for UNEP, and I had lots of guests who used to come to see me. And I have brought practically anyone who was willing to come, I have brought up here. And I had actually learned how to climb Mount Kenya over a weekend. I would start from home in Nairobi at 4 a.m. in the morning. I would arrive here at Naro Moru River Lodge about 7 or a little before, have a sumptuous breakfast, drive to Met Station, walk up Makinder, up the mountain, Lenana, and back again. And by Sunday evening, I was back home. That was a little too much, but many guests I brought here. And now the thing, perhaps a little on the focus of the old, the aged, because they tend to be dismissed altogether, young men. Well, I know now today we have a young man from France who's only 20, which makes me more than four times older than him. I'm 84, he's only 20, 4 times plus more. I hope, though, in the future, more national, because occasionally there are cultures where 13 is
not so good.
But I'm not a superstitious person. So I hope we will succeed, and we're soon going to start our journey up there. Yeah.
And finally, before I let you go, you've done this, you've been able to experience the kind of beautiful landscape or probably the features that are there up the mountain. What exactly is it that you can say to the young people or those that haven't engaged in mountain climbing? What is it that we are missing out on as we from not engaging in mountain climbing?
Things change, unfortunately, not for the good sometimes. For example, most of the glacier is gone now. Will some of the amazing plants disappear? Naro Moru or any other, this might be a little more the faster route, but choose your right. Continue to play with your fingers, but let the legs move. Come up there and enjoy this wonderful country, this beautiful country.
Yeah. And as you said to sit is to get crippled.
Exactly. That's it. Makamat, the Ethiopians say, to sit is to be crippled.
Okay.
The good Lord made us to move. We are mobile people. We are supposed to move. Let's move.
Thank you so much, and all the best to meet you here on. Actually, 84 is just but a number, or age is just but a number. He is physically fit, and he says he's ready. As much as it gets harder, even as he continues to do this, he says that he's going to do this in honor of the late Matiba. So we wish him all the best, and we'll be able to catch up with him on Sunday as he descends Mount Kenya.
Raquel, you know you're like his grandchild, so I expect to see you in several marathons. Because he says sitting down is to get crippled. And by the way, I do a lot of gymming, Raquel. I'm not like you, just so you know. Raquel, my guys, speaking to us from Nyeri. Thank you so much for that, Raquel. Great. So for the